Everyone, Stacy Washington, Stacy on the right, and I'm giving you a quick update video on new stuff, basically new stuff. So I'm going to be on Charles Jaco show on Sunday morning. So this video is your firm notice of that. It's 8:30 on Fox 2, and that's going to be pretty fun. I was discussing the precinct project and its legitimacy as a get out the conservative vote tool. So please tune in for that or check out Charles Jaco online. That's G-A-J as in, juice, A-C-O, Jaco, Charles Jaco. So it's my first time ever being on Fox 2 News, so that was really fun. And then the other thing I want to talk about is the just absolute joy feeling that I'm getting about Mitt Romney's chances of winning the presidency. We are talking about a double-digit swing. He's 11 points ahead in Missouri, which means a lot of good things could happen for the down-ballot candidates, including Todd Akin. Additionally, obviously, he's ahead in the swing states, and all of the safe states for Barack Obama are now in play. So the question is, where's this going to lead? I'm telling you where it's going to lead. It's going to lead to a candied bacon and just joy fest on November 6th. We're going to a debate watching party at a friend's house. It's not a debate watching party, obviously. It's the poll returns party. And it's going to be really fun, and I can't wait. And then, one more update, obviously. I am going to be speaking with Dr. Gina Loudon at a Women for Aiken rally, two of them. Both of them are Tuesday of next week. So if any of you who watch my update videos are in Missouri or the Midwest and you'd like to come out and take a listen to us, we're going to be talking about, not specifically Todd Akin, we're going to be talking about what's important to be thinking about on November 6th and just rallying the women of the state of Missouri and the Midwestern region, Southern Illinois, Kansas City, Cape Girardeau, getting those women together and talking about God and faith and obviously our desire to return to constitutionally limited government. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. And then I also attended the debate last night with Claire McCaskill and Todd Akin, and needless to say, it was interesting. It was a good debate, but we have to move past discussing a lot of these other peripheral issues and talk about what's important. And what's important is making sure that we win Missouri for the Senate seat so that we can have the votes needed to repeal Obamacare. So that's number one on everyone's mind here in Missouri. We had 71% of the voters vote to refuse to implement the healthcare exchanges here in the state. So that's something that's very near and dear to Missourians' hearts, and we need to pay attention to that. And then the last thing I want to touch on is about the life issue. I've had some people assert in the comments on the YouTube page that I am probably a one-issue voter having to do with abortion, or that it's gay rights, that I'm rabid about that and nothing else matters. First of all, if you've watched my Why I'm a Conservative video, you know that's bullcrap. I'm absolutely a conservative on a host of issues. Anywhere where I might be even considered a moderate, I'm still to the right of most actual sitting Congress people. So the number one reason why I want to talk about the abortion issue is because it's a morality issue. It's a culture of death that we have when we have 60 million abortions performed since Roe v. Wade. 60 million people who would be here are not here. That's the truncation of family trees, and it is an abomination. The blood of those babies cries out for vindication. And as a Christian, I am loath to be under the condemnation and wrath of God for being a part of that through paying for it, for my taxes, and other ways that I'm involved in the catastrophic abortion culture that we have in this nation. All of us are involved and all of us are responsible. So even if I was a one-issue voter, abortion is a big enough deal that it would be enough for me to be a one-issue voter on abortion. And let's be clear. If you're sitting there and you're listening to this video and you think I'm some kind of whacked out religious righty because I believe that a baby is a baby is a baby, think about it this way. 96% of all abortions performed are performed for contraception. That means last year, 1.1 million abortions were performed, and 96% of those were just because someone failed to use an alternative method of contraception. Now, the other 4% are 1% for rape and incest and 3% for health of the mother. So once again, 96% of 1.1 million. Out of those, we have 40% of all abortions performed are performed on Black women. So you would see why I, as a Black woman, would be especially concerned about a industry that not only reaps a huge portion of its benefits from people who look like me, women who look like me, but also because they target Black and Hispanic women, poor women, to have the abortions. If you didn't know, Planned Parenthood's target for women is 3 abortions for every woman of childbearing years. That's their goal, is to have every woman in America have at least 3 abortions. So if you think about the emotional toll that one abortion has and multiply that for every single woman, that means you're never sitting in church. You're never in line. You're never at the grocery store. You're never even at the post office, where you can't look in the crowd. And out of that crowd, 1 out of every 3 women in that room has had an abortion. And out of those women, almost the majority of them, the majority of the women who've had an abortion, they've had more than 1. So please think about what you're saying when you say, I don't agree with abortion, but I definitely feel like I can't make my decisions on for other people. I can't make choices for other people. That's their body, their choice. Would you say the same thing about murder? Well, I would never kill a person. I would never kill a man. But if Sally wants to kill a man, that's her choice. You would think that's crazy. I would never ram my car into a gas station. But if Sally wants to ram her car into a gas station, she should be permitted to do so. The toll also affects men. Men are harmed when they are not given an opportunity to say, I'm married to you and I don't want you to have an abortion, and you go ahead and have one anyway. Or for women, they're harmed when they are pressured into having an abortion when they don't want to because their husband or their boyfriend is saying, you know what, have an abortion, you have an abortion or I'm leaving you. So the whole idea that abortion doesn't affect very many Americans, it's not that big of a deal, and we need to stop talking about it. And if you do talk about it, you're some kind of a religious nut job. It's absolutely ridiculous and false. And we need to start having the conversation about it and being real about the toll that it's taking on our society. And then people need to start doing what's right. And that is, first, taxpayers should never fund abortions. You need to have an abortion, you need to pay for it yourself. If you're too poor to have an abortion, then it looks like you're going to have another baby. If you're too, you just don't want to pay for an abortion, you want to have the taxpayers foot the bill, that's not the taxpayer's responsibility. And then the second step is repealing Roe v. Wade and putting that responsibility back in the purview of each individual state. Then it's up to voters to decide. And it's wrong, and we would never put it up for a vote whether or not you could kill an actual person, whether or not I could just go out and kill someone. We wouldn't put that up for a vote. This shouldn't be up for a vote either, but we need to have a vote to take it away from being something that people can choose or choose not to do. I'm bringing this up as my last topic for this update because Planned Parenthood just celebrated 96 years in operation here in this country. The founder of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, was an avowed racist and eugenicist, and she felt like anyone who wasn't white and wasn't affluent and wasn't extremely smart, so it was children who had learning disabilities, people who had, maybe they were disabled in some way or used wheelchairs or canes, anyone who'd been stricken with polio or any of the diseases that make you cripple. Back then, she would say, you need to be killed. She was a eugenicist and a racist, and she believed in a superior master race, and that the only way to get to that was to weed out the garbage. So I know for a fact that God, He preordains every single one of our existence. He loves every one of us. He's written the name of each and every human being on the palm of His hand, which means that none of them should be plucked from His hand. And they're not. They're not. But it's not our decision as to who lives or dies. All of us have our days preordained. And whether you're an atheist or you're a Christian, you ought to know that my view protects you. My view as a Christian and the validity and the value of your life as a human being from the moment that you are conceived, it protects your life. So you can be an atheist, so you can live, because you can't do anything if you're not alive. So just had to bring that out. It's kind of a long update. I appreciate you guys listening. I really appreciate the comments and all the things that people have been emailing me. Thank you so much. Share the video. Hit the website, stacyontheright.com. Hit me up on Twitter. Send me a tweet. 9,000 followers this week. What? I'm at 9,013 followers, baby. So, thanks so much. See you soon.